This is David, Mr. DIY Solar and Tennessee Valley Solar. I am here with a Toro Workman 3200 that I purchased over the weekend. I actually purchased two of these. One of them was as a parts vehicle, and this one was the good one that I'm hoping to get this cleaned up and running appropriately. When I purchased it, it was running great, and we loaded it onto the trailer and brought it home, and it stopped running great. As we were getting it off the trailer, it started smoking a lot, and it had some issues staying up to throttle. It started stalling out, and it seemed to run okay if you kind of kept the speed up on it. You kind of pushed it and kept the speed up. It seemed to run okay, but then that seemed to kind of start to have some issues as well, and actually had to restart it a couple of times, driving it back to this spot right here. And so I'm hoping to kind of start to do some troubleshooting with it and trying to figure out why it decided to not want to run appropriately. When we bought it, it ran for like half an hour and was running great, and now it seems to not want to continue to do that. So it's kind of a neat little vehicle. It's got a hydraulic dump bed on it and a little two-seater thing. And one of the neat things about it is you can turn the wheels almost completely at 90 degrees. So when you turn the wheels over, it's able to essentially rotate around in a circle on its back axle. So it's got a very nice turning radius. I've just been trying to clean the engine off and wash off some of the junk, and trying to get things where I can start documenting serial numbers and part numbers and everything. So it's a little 3-cylinder Mitsubishi engine, and nice little package. There's oodles of room up under here, and it's pretty easy to get to pretty much everything about the engine. Toro provides a neat little layout here on the back of the engine as to where everything's at, and part numbers, and for the filters and everything. I've got a cracked radiator overflow there that I'm gonna get that replaced. But on the engine itself, everything seems to be looking good. I'm going to start it up in a minute and see what happens. The last couple of times I started it, it was belching smoke out the exhaust right there, and it just wouldn't stay running. It would stall out. There's the so it's a Mitsubishi. So far I haven't been able to find a serial number or anything stamped on the head. It's kind of hard to see everything about the head. It's pretty much covered up, or I guess about the block. But I'm gonna go over here and get this thing started. Gotta put the clutch in. This is the oil, or the fuel, and great. and it just stalled out with no interaction from me. Turn everything off there. So didn't have this problem when we purchased it. We were able to put it into neutral, and it just ran for quite some time, quite happily there, with just sitting in neutral, and just ran and didn't smoke like that. And then we loaded it up onto a trailer and brought it home, and driving it off the trailer, that's sort of the issue that we had. So I'm hoping to use this up at my off-grid cabin to be a little work vehicle. It's got a nice dump bed on it, and hoping that I can use it to get some work done up there. I thought about putting a canopy cover on top, and maybe even putting a little solar panel on top to try to charge the batteries and provide a little bit of shade up under there and keep a little bit of water out of the cab. So if you have any suggestions as to what might be going on as to why it's smoking like that and not continuing to idle appropriately, please let me know in the comments. And hoping to get this thing solid. When we bought it, we thought it was going to be pretty solid, and kind of, or we can just buy it and take it out and get to work. But now we're wondering what's up with it. So this has been my first part of getting this thing up and running and cleaned up. I'll probably be posting additional videos as we work on this. I'd like to do what I can to kind of repaint it a little bit. There's somebody else online that's done some videos about reconditioning some of these, kind of repainting it, even getting some Toro red paint and repainting the plastic and sort of getting everything cleaned up a little bit. I purchased some inner tubes to go in for the front tires. Still trying to find inner tubes for the back tires. And the front tires, several of them are not real great shape, so I'm going to try to get those off the rims and put inner tubes in them, and hopefully get these tires where they'll last for a little while longer. There is holes in this channel right here. I think it would be perfect for mounting some lights on, and it'd be pretty cool to have an LED light bar facing forward and another one facing to the rear, kind of a mobile light platform where when we drive this thing up around to the cabin. So I think this is going to be a neat little vehicle, as long as we can get it where it's functioning correctly. So, all right, well, let me know if you have any ideas. Again, this has been David, Mr. DIY Solar and Tennessee Valley Solar. Thanks a lot.